Why don't I keep going when it feels good, Tessa says. So I feel like we're hitting on that, right? It's like, this feels good, but I honestly am gonna say, I'm gonna make a bold statement. We do not value the things that make us feel good enough to actually make them a priority in our schedule. You could say, every week, do you make your calendar out? Do you have to like figure out what you're doing in your week? Do you have a schedule? You can absolutely write down, I'm going to make art on Thursday, and keep it. But you're not gonna keep it because you convince yourself that it's not important. And then if the transition is hard, like, well, I kind of want to paint, and I said I would paint, but then all my stuff's not out or whatever, then you're not going to do it. And so it's like disconnecting from the joy that it brings you and how good it is for you, and devaluing that to like, oh, I've got to get my space set up, or I've got to say no to that friend who wants to go out for drinks so I can make art. And like, clearly that couldn't be, this couldn't be more important than that. It is, honestly. Making art is really, really good for you. So part of it might just be turning your brain around to the value that is there. I mean, there's a lot of research. 45 minutes of art making significantly reduces stress in the body. Does anybody feel like they could use less stress in their body? Yeah. So it's like, if we start to really see that, and I gotta like confess to you, I have owned this art studio for 4.5 years, and I went through like a year where I didn't make art at all. Maybe I came here and I would like do a painting for a class, but I did not make Michelle art for a long time. I have a fucking art studio, okay? It's super easy to not do it for yourself because you think you're too busy. So what I did last year in 2018 is I committed to making art every single week. I brought it into my groups more, and I never once thought, oh, I should have done work instead of made art. That has never happened. So the story we make up about how busy we are and so we can't do it, if you go the other way and make art, it never is the reverse, where you're like, oh, I should have used my time differently, because the benefit is that much. But honestly, as somebody who owns this studio, I still have to have the accountability. So every Tuesday I run open studio here. I have to be here. Other people get to come, so I can't not show up. And when I'm here, I tell myself that I have to make art. Now, sometimes I cheat and I don't make art right away. Almost every week I do work for like the first hour and then I make art. But the accountability piece is huge, because I'm a mom, I own a business, right? Like, we're all fucking busy.